from that game, let's go to the SEC, the biggest game in the SEC. Number 3 Tennessee throttles number 19 Kentucky 44-6. Cedric Tillman was back for this game, and I think it really gave Tennessee a mental edge against Kentucky, a team they beat 45-42 in a shootout last year, but only had the ball for 17 minutes in that game. And then Jalen Hyatt, again, from the jump, going off. Also a dude that I think is going to be soundly in the conversation for the Biletnikoff Award as a finalist. He set the single-season receiving touchdown record for Tennessee in this game. You'll remember he had 5 touchdowns against Alabama. 200 yards receiving. Like, what are we doing here when we're talking about the dude that needs a name, image, and likeness deal from a hotel stat right now, going off like he has been? Kentucky was overmatched in this game, and I did not expect them to be this overmatched by Tennessee. Really, this was a statement game for Tennessee, and a conversation about where they are going to be in the college football playoff is impending. Also, can we quietly, this point that producer Kat made in our show meeting, can we talk about Tennessee having a defense? Like, honestly, giving up just 6. Now, I know Will Levis is banged up, and by Christmas, he's going to be so banged up that he's going to be mummified and not going through any of the NFL draft workouts because he's going to be so hurt. Then he's going to get drafted in the first round. We'll see where it goes. But they were getting to him, and frankly, they were also getting into the backfield. This was not unexpected because most people that watch Kentucky football will tell you offensive line has not been great, but they're also overlooking what Bryson Young has meant on that defensive line for Tennessee. And more than anything, nobody says Tim Banks' name out loud. Like, I know we're offensive minded because it's easier to do and the highlights are great. And I love talking about them too. And Josh Heupel is the head coach of Tennessee. And I obviously have some history there, but my goodness, Tim Banks has been coaching his behind off as a defensive coordinator for the Tennessee Volunteers. And he is the reason why many of us believe that perhaps it's within reason to think that Tennessee could beat Georgia. I'm not one of those. I said many of us, meaning college football fans. I think that Georgia's still going to beat them in that game, but I'm here to be wrong. That's fine. Tennessee is maybe wrong, well, against Alabama, right? And they've got the most ranked wins of anybody in college football with 5. So if we're looking at this and we're going, hey, you had 3 interceptions, you had 3 sacks in this game of Will Levis, and we're looking at this and we're going, you put up 44 in a game where the offense was not in sync, frankly, a nice comp to Ohio State. Your offense is playing bad football, you still drop 40 on people. That's a good look for you. I'm just not completely sold on Tennessee being great, man. It's been a while. I got to take it back to T. Martin. The last time I was sold on Tennessee being great, like it's a tough sell, especially with Georgia being what Georgia is, right? It seems like Georgia is going to show up for the people that they need to show up for and nobody else this year. Okay, we're young. We're going to put 22 get put on our skull by Kansas State. We're going to go down by 10 to Missouri, a same Missouri that knocked off a top 25 South Carolina and beat A&M last week. And then we'll show up for Florida and we'll beat them down, right? Like, that's what it's going to be. For Tennessee, you're going to have to beat Georgia to get our respect. You're going to have to get in the SEC championship. And I think there are 2 ways for Tennessee to make the college football playoff right now. You get into the SEC championship undefeated, maybe take an L to Alabama, or you win the SEC championship and maybe go in there as the number 1 seed based on what your resume is. But if we're looking at resumes, I would point you to Texas Christian, and then we're just going to have a fist fight, aren't we? Right? Because that's what it's going to come down to. I needed to be November 6th already, guys. I need Tennessee and Georgia to play. I need Alabama and LSU to play because I'm already losing my mind with what these rankings are going to be. I got people that think that Tennessee should be number 1. I got people that think that Texas Christian is undervalued. I've got people thinking that Georgia is undervalued because, well, haven't you seen what they've done against people that they care about? Meanwhile, all Tennessee has done is win. You're looking at a resume, you want to put them there. I'm not going to fight you if they are your number 1 team, but they're going to have to prove it next Saturday. So do you want to look funny for putting them at number 1 and them getting beat down? Or do you want to save it for when they actually beat the defending national champs and then put them at number 1? Because I would rather the latter. But then again, I'm the dude that's always looking after myself going, is this take going to hold up? No, I'm not. You know me. I'm going to say what I feel and how I feel it. And when it's true, it's true. Thank you for watching the number 1 college football show. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and like this video so that you don't miss any of the best college football coverage in America.